and share my screen. Well, welcome everybody. Good evening to you. 8 p.m. Friday evening. My name is Dave Ives, and I have the opportunity to spend some time with you this evening to go through a getting started training and give you some guidelines and so hopefully some encouragement of as you start your business and how to get onto the fast start program. Now, I know as a number of you looking at the presentation this evening, you may have just joined this week, because every Friday, this is really going to be specifically designed for those new influencers, those new team partners who have joined during that week. So we know that even though that's someone who enrolled you, registered you, they may have gone through the getting started training. But here's what we know. They may be new themselves and may not have covered all aspects. And the reality is, because we now are in launch phase through now to May, we're really at this stage over the next 60 to 90 days looking for the influencers, the business owners, the corporate individuals, the entrepreneurs, the people that get vision, they understand what success requires and are excited about working alongside us. Now, again, nobody has to jeopardize their primary income because we have a strategy, we have a system. But here's what happens when something goes into momentum. When an opportunity goes into momentum, there generally is a heightened excitement and a lot of people forget the basics. That's the first thing I've seen happen. The second thing that I see happen is because when momentum really strikes, you all of a sudden get new people getting new people. So the new people haven't really got their head around the structure, the system, the tools, the resources. And so all of a sudden you have excited new people getting new people in who are excited, but no one is actually teaching them the basics. And so we don't want to stop you and your excitement, and we don't want to stop you attracting these influencers through this initial first phase of the launch, but it is going to be paramount that we educate them. And so every Friday, you may have gone through a getting started training, and that is tremendously applauded. But every Friday, you know, if you don't have the confidence, if you don't really know everything yet, then all you need to know is one, either get those newest person on a call with your upline or get them onto the Friday night's call. So that's the premise of what we're doing this evening. And I want you to understand why we're going to be doing it that way, because the sooner we can get the newest individual educated, prepared, prepped, informed, not over-informed, not over-educated, because that will also slow down momentum. So getting started and putting people onto the fast track is enough to get them going. Maintain the enthusiasm and excitement, but also have direction and a goal of what to do next. The basic action steps to take: one, ownership of their business; two, have the basic understanding of what to do next, because we don't need to know everything. We just need to know enough to get going. So on that note, let's get going. So tonight is all about getting started. So here's 7 steps. The first one is, what's your goal? What's attracted you to the launch of Zinzino? Do you have a health goal? Do you have an economic goal? That's something that you and that individual who enrolled you, sat with you, had the confidence to approach you, that you decided to partner with, will go through when you get back with them on a getting started training with your sponsor. Tonight is really about giving you the premise of what should be happening for you to work hand in hand and really drill down into the mechanics of what to do next. So the second thing we do is, once we've established what is it that we want out of it, then we got to start building our raw material, our contact list. And we all on average know several hundred people, but we generally narrow it down to a handful because we've already prejudged whether someone wants to do something about their health or someone is open-minded. That is not the goal. The goal or the invitation is to write a contact list. If it was the title, write a list of who you think will be interested, then that would be a different list. All we want you to do is initially write a contact list. Who was at your wedding? Who was at your secondary school? Who was in further education? Who's on your local football team? Who drinks down the local working men's club? Who do you know? Not who do you know who's interested? Because then we work that list. And then we start to prioritize who we're going to talk to off of that list. And we're going to break them down into two categories. Who would be interested in the product? And who would you like? And this is my favorite saying. You're about to launch your own very wellness company. Who would you want around your board of directors first before we even open our doors for trading? It's generally going to be your level and above. And sometimes that level and above are people that are already successful, people that may intimidate us because we respect the success they've had. But you understand, success requires doing certain things. So if someone is more successful than you and I, they've learned some of these principles. And I found that successful people don't generally laugh at people who are trying to become successful. Generally, it's the other way around. People who you want to help tend to laugh and have no basis for their ridicule when they don't even have what you're trying to help them to attain. So we're going to prioritize. Who are we talking to? What time are we going to invest? And how are we going to work our calendar? And then once we understand how to schedule our time around, and you're going to see this shortly, we're going to start booking meetings. And then we're going to start doing presentations. And there's a number of ways of that we're going to be able to do presentations. And many people that you show initially are going to require a second look. Why? You may have called them at a bad time. You may have had their level of interest and then life hit them. And so they went off the rail a little, or they put it to the side because they haven't really understood the magnitude of the opportunity. And that's fine. But once they've taken a second look and they've made that decision, then we're going to show them a system. And the key here to succeed with this Zinzino opportunity, and particularly the Zinzino UK launch, is to follow the system. So let's move forward on launching your business. There's a number of things we need to do as we help you take your action steps in your initial first 2 weeks. And you're going to want to work hand in hand with the individual who enrolled you. And if they're brand new, you both need to work with someone who's got the experience in the business. And most importantly, not someone who's been around in the business, but someone who is running the strategy the correct way. Meaning, there are lots of people that get in these type of models and they never succeed because they try to do it their way. They try to tweak it. They try to add their ingredient. They try to remove things they don't like. And yet they got in the business because what they were doing wasn't working. And yet they try to change a system that is already duplicating. So your goal in your first 2 weeks is not to change anything, but to understand how do we launch your business. And we're going to do that by making a 30, 60-day goal called Fast Start. And then we're going to show you how to commence that fast start by booking your initial meetings. And we're going to make sure we're going to check off everything that we're doing. And one of the first things we're going to do, and of course you've enrolled in with the enrollment kits, the ideal, the most opportune, the most advantageous, I should say, is the ultimate enrollment, because that comes with a money back refund opportunity that within the first 12 months of building your Zinzino business, and through this launch, most people will achieve that goal within the first 4 months, is when you have personally got 25 subscriptions, people that are on the product, you will have your initial investment returned. And that is only attached to the ultimate kit. We have a basic, an entry level. We have a mid-level, and we have the ultimate. And the reason it's called the ultimate is because it's the one where it gives you the greatest amount of product with the refund opportunity to get started. We're going to build that list, and we're going to teach you how to invite people to take a look at this health wellness product and its portfolio, and also how to start looking for those influencers in the launch phase. So now we know what we're doing. The first thing to do is get yourself familiar with the resources, where to go, how to access it, and make sure that you are connected with the community. So the person through your getting started training, now remember what I said, tonight is all about giving you the overview of what should have been done for you and what you're going to want to walk your newest people through yourself, so you know where to go. So you've started a brand new influencer, they've enrolled in their enrollment pack. Now you're going to take them through their back office. Simply go to zinzino.com, go to sign in, and walk them through. Set up their profile, set up their strategy, set up their data. And then once that's done, you'll land on a page like this. And this will always be there, your home page, when you log in. So in your home page, you're going to find on the left-hand side all these blue icons. And one of them is called the file library. You'll see my cursor now just moving in and out of the file library. When you click on there, all the documentation you will ever need is in there. Customer material, customer brochures. We got product brochures. We got PDFs. Every single product that we have has a scientific PDF attached in that document. So you don't have to be the product expert, because if you're brand new, many people slow their growth down because they think they need to know everything about the product. Well, why do you? When there is a document you can give someone who asks you about the product. Hey, Dave, I see, I really like the idea of that balance oil. Can you tell me what EPA is and DHA is? Not really, I'm a chef by trade, but you know what? Oh, shoot, I got to, no, you don't. That's a great question, John. Let me get you the balance oil PDF and let me send that to you, John, because everything you need to know about the product, the percentages, the contents, the ingredients, is all on there, John. I'm not the doctor, I'm not the nutritionist, and I'm not the expert. Wow. That means you do not need to know everything. And John, by the way, if you're, with your permission, I'm going to also send you the short 2.5-minute video again to watch about the balance oil, where Dr. Clayton explains, or the video explains. So with the video, John, and the PDF, you'll have everything you need. Is that good for you? There it is. You know what you've done? You've shown John that you don't need to know everything. So when John makes that decision to get started, he is reassured he doesn't need to know everything, because everything has a place that he can go to get the information. The people who grow the fastest are the people who say the least and use tools to give to the people they want to share it to. So once you've shown your new person how to access all the documentation, the PDF files, the getting started brochure, which is called Express Start. This is the document. Now, this is an 84-page Bible. It will show you how to set a goal. It will show you how to schedule your time. It will show you they will have scripts of how to talk to a potential customer, a script that talk to a potential partner. It will talk about how to access the online marketing platform that we have called Zinzino Hub. So again, I'm just showing you what you should have been shown, or what you're going to have to want to show your newest person. Now, I could spend a 20-minute training just on this document. That's not my goal. My goal is to show you what you should be shown, what you should be showing, and where to go and get it. So once you've enrolled someone, you've taken them into their back office, you've gone to that file library, you've gone to partner material and you've downloaded this document. Now, of course, this brochure will be in their enrollment pack when they receive it, but that could take 4 to 5 working days. You want to be going through this brochure within the first 24 to 48 hours because you've booked a getting started training with your newest partner. You're going to then encourage them to download their GoCore app. Now, this is part of their subscription that they pay for on a monthly basis. So get them getting the greatest value from it by downloading it immediately. Now, within here, there's how to get started material. There's product knowledge material. These are all audios, over 1,000 hours of training. So do you think you're going to learn everything immediately? But you know what? You want to get started fast? There's an audio there. Get started fast. You want to know about the composition of why Zinzino biotic and how the balanced oil affect our balance system and our gut? Well, listen to Dr. Paul Clayton, and he shares little snippets. So you can learn from your mobile in those little pockets of time each day in between your sales call, after you drop the children off, after you've removed teeth because you're a dentist. This fits in these windows of time when you learn to work smart. The third thing your new person should be taken to is Zinzino.tv. You can see that in the URL. Again, I'm just moving my cursor along. Zinzino.tv. This is where all videos live. Now, in your back office, underneath the file library is all the documentation, all the PDFs, all the brochures. But Zinzino.tv is a separate website. And here you've got hours of videos. But there should be a list of 4 to 5 that your sponsor, when they're sitting down with you, talks you through. The first one called Get Started. It's only 3 or 4 minutes long. Then the second one, Fast Start, where it shows you how to maximize the first 30 to 60 days. The third one, your back office setup. The fourth one, Zinzino system. And these are all on page 2. Now, they do move around slightly because they keep adding videos, but all simply you need to do is to go to Zinzino.tv and work your way through. But when you're working with somebody who's brand new, you can be there with them, whether it's physically because you're local or like we are doing tonight. I'm going to use Doug as an example here because I've just met Doug. Doug could be down in Plymouth. I'm here in Worthing near Brighton. I'm not going to drive down there to get Doug started, but Doug could schedule a time with me, get on Zoom, I share my screen, and I'll go through the getting started with him. Nobody should ever be registered and left to their own devices. Even when they say, it's okay, I know this, I'm pretty good with these type of things, guess what? They will not get it done. They'll get it done sometime. But right now, we're in a launch. The next 4 months is all about creating momentum. So you've shown them their back office. You've shown them the Zinzino.tv. You've gone through the Express Start. Now you're going to connect them to the community. We have a closed page on Facebook called One Mondo. This is only for people that are in the business. So once someone's registered, you'll see down here, it says on the bottom right-hand side, invite members. So I'm using Doug as an example again. I don't know Doug. I've not connected with Doug. Doug would be a third-party connection through Ian. So I would have to get Ian to add Doug into the group. Or I say, hey, Doug, are you on Facebook? Do you mind if we connect? Great, because what I'm going to do, Doug, is I'm going to invite you into the team page where you're going to, one, be welcomed, and you're going to see the amount of new people being added all the time that are joining the business. If you are missing out adding people to the community, all they know is you and them. Get people plugged in so they can feel it's bigger than just the two of you. This is an 80 million euro per year business right now. We've got just under 250,000 monthly customers. And in the next 3 years, we're going to 1 million customers. But if you don't plug Doug into the community, he'll only see it as big as the coffee table he was first shown the opportunity over. So now you've got them started. Now you've gone through their express training. Now you've set them a little bit of homework to watch 4 to 5 videos, which are only 3 to 4 minutes long. So it's less than 40 minutes of viewing. You've plugged them into the community. And now we're ready to set the goals. So we're going to sit down with that newest person and we're going to talk about the next 30 to 60 days. You're going to want to do this with your upline. Do not attempt this on your own. Use your Express Start, which we've already talked about. And now we're going to set those initial goals. We're going to help you achieve that first economic reward by getting 4 customers. You're going to become a smart bronze and you're going to see how much you can make shortly. And then in that same 30 days, we're going to show you how to build 4 new partners. That's called Fast Silver. And then we're going to take those initial 4 customers and add another 6 to them to make those 10. So you're called X Team Express. Now those 3 aspects will reward you with fast start bonuses up between 700 and 800 euros in the first 30 to 60 days. Then you start learning about the product. Why? Because we have access to all the data, all the videos, all the PDFs. We don't need to know about the product. We need to know how to get people in front of the information of the product and let that tool do the work for you. And now our goal is to help you go platinum. Now, you won't know what platinum means right now because you're a new business partner, but platinum is a halfway to the diamond rank, and it's going to reward you with around 2,000 euros, so about 16 to 1,700 pounds a month. But why go platinum by the UK launch? Because those who achieve this by the end of May, which is extremely achievable, will be invited with an all expenses paid trip to the founder's home, the independent laboratory called Vitas, and to the headquarters in Gothenburg, Sweden, and you're going to have a 2-day all expenses paid trip after the UK launch event. All you have to do is fund your way to the airport and then fund your way home from the airport. That is what the launch goal is to break as many platinums between now and the end of May. So now we're going to start contacting, inviting, and we're going to work with your sponsor. Now we have some scripts. I'm not going to show you the scripts tonight, but that's what you want to do when you're sitting down with your new person, to show them how to invite people. Now, a lot of people say, well, I'll do it my way. And, you know, I'm good with this, Dave. I'm a salesman myself, so I'm a go-getter. What we got to do is show people how to use the system and use scripts. Don't change their personality, but use the scripts that duplicate. So we're going to make a list with them, and we're going to help them make the list as big as possible. And then we're going to use the contact and inviting scripts. For example, I ring Doug and Doug is not in. So I never text anybody. Why? A text is emotionless. We are in launch and we have something very exciting. We have an opportunity that could position the individual you're talking to for prosperity over the next 2-3 years, as hundreds of thousands of customers join this business as customers that you can generate an incredible income from. So if you just send a text, hey, Doug, give me a call Monday. If you're around, Doug, been a long time. Are you free? There's no intonation. So I ring Doug, whether it be via WhatsApp, whether it's Messenger, because both of those social media platforms have a little microphone. So I use a microphone. If I ring them with a mobile number, if I get a voicemail, I leave a message. Hey, Doug, it's Dave. I know it's been a while. How's the family? Hey, look, the quick reason I'm calling, do me a big favor. When you pick up the message, give me a text or a call. I've got something I want to run by you. I think it could be potentially rewarding for us both. I hope you're well, by the way. That's it. Now, you're going to change it up a little bit for you, but That's it. You leave them. You don't tell them what it is. You don't, but you want them to call you back or message you back. Sorry, Dave, I was in a meeting. Yeah, I'm free tomorrow about 1 o'clock. Hey, just give me a call. And what's it all about? Hey, Doug, thanks for your text back. I'm ringing them again. I'm leaving a voice message. Doug, thanks for your message back. I'll give you a call at 1 and I'll give you an overview then. Have a good afternoon. Do not be pulled into telling them until you get their attention. And then we're going to help them create their story and duplicate. So the first thing we need to do is get you. You are a high influencer. You're an entrepreneur. You're a business individual. We appreciate that you have commitments. We appreciate you got careers. You may have traditional businesses. When I was approached the very first time about this industry, I owned a restaurant with 9 staff and I worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. That is no exaggeration. I was not your candidate for someone who would be looking. I was busy being busy and I had no time for anything. And here's the line that got my attention. There's 2 lines that's ever got my attention in success. The first one was, Dave, you're busy being busy. Let me ask you a question. How's that working? Is it getting you what you want? Because some people confuse busy with being busy and not accomplishing. Dave, if you don't change anything about what you're doing, you're going to be busy 5 years from now and you're going to get even more tired because you're getting older. That was the first line that got my attention. I'd confused accomplishment with activity. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're achieving. And the second line that got my attention was only last year when my sponsor of this business asked me, because I laughed at him for 3 years before I said yes. He said, Dave, would it hurt to take a serious look? And you know what? It wouldn't hurt to take a serious look. So he actually had me at an intellectual question level because I couldn't disagree with him. And that's when he got me in front of the founder and I started to understand the magnitude. So you fill out your work time, your commitment to work, your commitment to family. You can see that family and leisure are all in white. Light mauve is your work commitments. Now you carve out time. And this is why the system is so important. Because if you carve out 10 to 12 hours a week, that hour could be Thursday evening, afternoon. You can see that at 5 p.m. You're brand new. What are you going to do? Your goal is not to do anything other than get eyeballs in front of the person who introduced you, the eyeballs onto a call like this and have someone talk to your people for you, or get them onto a webinar where they can watch the presentation. So your goal is only to do one thing, and that is to get good at inviting someone to look. So you could say, Doug, hey, Dave, I've got 5 p.m. next Thursday. Great. What we do first is we book the time first before we talk to people. Others do it the other way around. Yeah. Oh, Dave, I've just spoken to John, and can you jump on a call in about 45 minutes? Doug, I can't. Doug, you're not the only person who's excited. So you work with Doug, and you work with Doug's calendar first. You make sure Doug's available. You make sure you're available. Now Doug goes off to Stuart. Hey, Stuart, how are you? Hey, look, do me a big favor. Give me a text or call back when you get this message. Great. What is it, Doug? Hey, look, Stuart, I can't promise you anything, but I'm excited about a new wellness company that I've aligned with that launching here in the next 4 to 6 months. And I'm with the guy who's heading it up on the ground. I'm with him at 5 p.m. on Thursday. Do you have that slot free? Because if not, I've got someone else who wants that slot. Can you see the different posture? It's a different mindset. So we work with our calendars first, and then for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, we work with Doug. We get Doug through his Fast Start program, get him experiencing success, experiencing money returns, and then the people he brings in, we go and do the same with them. So how do you work your calendar? Very simply, between now and the official launch, we've actually booked meetings every single day. Some of them are online like this. Some of them are daily conference calls that your potential influencer can ring in for just 10 minutes at 1 p.m. every day and hear me share with them just a 20,000 foot overview. Hey, Stuart, look, what are you doing at 1 o'clock tomorrow? Why? Look, I've just aligned myself with a wellness company. They're about to launch here. One of my partners will be given a sort of a brief overview at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Look, Doug, I'm in Scotland. It doesn't matter, Stuart. Look, let me just give you the conference call line and the access code. You simply dial in, buddy, and just listen. If you like what you hear from that afterwards, we'll talk further. All you've got to get good at is inviting people to look or listen. We're providing you all the meetings, all the calls, all the presentations. You don't have to worry about that right now. All you got to do is get the people in front of us. So this is my calendar, which you all have access to because it's a Google Calendar, and we show you how to set that up. But here's the neat thing. We've even created it on an app. So you simply download the app, and you can see that on the left-hand side. You can see how February's already booked. Now, if you clicked on any of those little colors, and I did for February the 3rd, I think it was, the next screenshot is how that looks for that week. And then Monday, for example, this Monday, I'm going to be in Gatwick. So if you click on the second graphic, you'll see Gatwick Coffee Meets. If you click on that, it opens up and you'll see that Dave, me, I'm in Gatwick holding coffee meets at the Hilton. Who do you know an hour within Gatwick? Hey, Stuart, how are you? I know it's been a while. Hey, look, I've just aligned myself with a wellness company about to launch in the United Kingdom. One of my business partners is going to be in Gatwick at the Hilton on Monday between 10 and 4. I would love for you to have a coffee with them. I can't make it because I'm down in Plymouth. But I tell you what, it'd be worth half an hour of your time. And if you want to, prior to that, I'd be happily to get you on a call with one of them to see if it warrants you going to meet them for a coffee. Well, what's it all about, Doug? Well, that's exactly why I need to get you on a coffee, because I'm just getting started, but I need you to hand you over to one of the professionals who's heading up the ground movement. Use the tools. You want the influencer call every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can click on the influencer and you can see the link that you would give your potential prospect to use to click in. Hey, Stuart, what are you doing Monday night? Why? I've just aligned myself with a wellness company. They're in launch phase here in the United Kingdom. One of my business partners, actually from corporate, Monday evening at 8 p.m., will be dialing in from Stockholm to share the potential. Simply, if you're interested in listening in, I'd send you a link over, Stuart. You click on the link, you mute yourself out, and you just listen, and we can talk afterwards. We've given you the tools and the resources. You've just got to get good at inviting. So let's go into your first few meetings. We're going to call your prospects. We are then going to, you can eradicate the message element. I would encourage you at this phase of the launch is call them only, or video or voice message. Intonation, energy, excitement. Then arrange with them where to meet. I've shown you a couple of scenarios there. Online, offline, hotel, coffee meets. The reason for meeting. I want to share something that's launching here in the United Kingdom. I want you to meet one of my business partners who'll be able to answer all your questions. Are you going to be able to make it, Stuart? So you followed those 5 aspects of confirming the meet. Where do we do these meetings? Well, we're going to be doing them online, as you can see. And as we get people started, we may even do it in their homes. You may be an influencer who goes, I get it, I see it. Do you know what? I'm going to have half a dozen people over to my home. Can you come over and do a presentation around the table for me, Dave? Daily, they could be Facebook Lives where one of the individuals who's really overseeing this could be on Facebook doing a live for 10 or 15 minutes. All you got to do is tag some of your friends in it so they can listen into the live. So can you see that between now and May, you could be in a position where you're earning $2,000 to $4,000 a month and you've not actually done many presentations physically other than get people in front of the presentation. And of course, we do Zooms numerous times a week, but like we are doing this evening. So it's all about scheduling your calendar. 2-on-1, that means maybe Doug's brand new and Ian says, look, I know Doug, he's really influential, and do you know what? I really don't feel comfortable sharing it right now with Doug's connections. Do you know, Dave, could you help me do that? Of course I can. We work together. Maybe it's online, offline, but that's a 2-on-1. We do, as I said, parties, Facebook Live, Zooms, webinars, business presentations. But the most important thing is you knowing when they are taking place. And that's why the Google Calendar is vitally important in this next 4 months, because as I do Gatwick meeting on Monday, and I meet half a dozen of your potential influencers that have come along for a coffee, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be doing the same coffee meets, but in the evening, actually a hotel presentation. So whoever comes Monday, that's going to be the key to the success of 2 weeks from now. Because if I talk to 6 or 8 people and I get 2 people that are really keen, then guess what? Those 2 people and the person who referred them, we're going to do what? We're going to get their getting started training. We're going to go through their list and we're going to start doing calls for them. We're going to start doing meetings for them. And if it's local, we're going to start helping them build local and invite their people to 2 weeks from now, where I can say to them, hey, Stuart, congratulations, Doug. What a great guy Stuart is. Stuart, what are we going to do? Go through his getting started training. Hey, Stuart, 2 weeks from now, I'm doing another coffee meet, but who can we talk to in the next 24, 48 hours? Oh, Mary, nice to meet you. Repeat the process. All of a sudden, 2 weeks from now, I could have Stuart, I could have Mary, and Mary could have 2 prospects coming. So why is the calendar so important? Well, where are you this week? Where is corporate? Where is the leadership? Oh, Gatwick Monday, Bristol Tuesday, Birmingham Wednesday, Manchester Friday, Thursday and Friday, Milton Keynes Friday. So if you know by using the calendar where the people are going to be, who do you know in Manchester? Who do you know in Birmingham? Who do you know in Edinburgh, Dublin, London? Do you mean, Dave, I can use a system so I don't have to travel all around the country? Exactly. It's called teamwork, infrastructure. And then we present to these people. We build relationships. If it's Doug, I don't know Doug, but I'm introduced by Ian to Doug. Ian is my bridge, but I don't leave it there. I want to get to know Doug. So Doug, tell me a bit about yourself. What have you been doing the last few years? Great. What is happening in your life? Why are you looking right now? What's excited you about being in a position where you are open to taking a look? Finding a need. And then communicate a positive feeling, and then book the second look if Doug needs a second look. But with the excitement and the momentum and the sense of urgency right now, that's why we're talking to influencers. We're not talking to the middle classes right now. We're talking to people who go, I get it. I don't understand it all. And I've got some questions on the mechanics, the processes, but I get the big picture. I'm in. Where do I enroll and how do I get started? And then involve them into the system. So let's wrap up in the next 5-10 minutes of now the 30 to 60 day goals. We're going to help the new person, once they've enrolled, hit that first rank called Smart Bronze. And that is simply enrolling 4 customers on a Premier kit. They're going to make, you can see that, an estimated €200 in bonuses. Do that in your first 30 days. We have people right now, Navnit, if you could mute your phone, my friend, thank you, greatly appreciate it. Then they'll do that. I've got people doing that now in 4 to 5 days. Why? They get it. They understand. They're not trying to do it on their own. They're just putting me in front of people for them. Smart Bronze, €200. Same 30 days. We're going to help you now expose this to business opportunity individuals, influencers. For influencers that get in your business, you're called a fast silver. Do that in 30 days. At the same 30 days as you did Smart Bronze, another €200. In the 30 days after that, so in your first 60 days, we're going to help you add another 6 Premier customers. So you've got 10 in total. And you're going to make another €300 plus your additional team volume commissions. You're going to make between €700 and €1,000 in your first 60 days by simply going 4, 4, 10. If anybody else is trying to get you to do anything other right now, in this pre-launch phase, stop them, tell them you're plugged into the system, because it's the system that duplicates, not what someone else is good at doing. Because what someone else is good at doing doesn't mean you can do it. But if we all do the system, we can learn the system, we can teach the system, and then the system will duplicate 4, 5, 10, 20, 50 levels below you to the 50th person that you don't know, but the volume is generated in your business. When you try to do something your way, it means it won't even get past the second or third level, because people will not duplicate you, they duplicate the system. So here's the business career ladder. We want to help you by the convention only reach level 4, which is platinum. But we know people will be going diamond. That's a given. There's too much energy, there's too much knowledge, and the individuals that are joining and looking at the business now are bringing skill sets of their own to the table. They're bringing confidence to the table, because you're talking to the people who have influence within their community, within their career, within their social life, within their environment. Right now, we don't have time to help people who need our help. We have time to invest in people who want to invest getting going. We can come back and help those we want to help once we've launched the market. I believe there's going to be diamonds, and I believe there's going to be directors and potentially some crowns in the next 16 to 20 weeks. But the promotion that we have running right now is just to hit platinum. And you got a 2-day, all expenses paid trip to the founder's home, Vitas Laboratory, and the HQ in Gothenburg. So as I wrap this up, and in this important phase, we hold monthly trainings of how to build the business. Now, this isn't designed for people to come who want to know about the product. This isn't designed for people who just are poking at it. This is for people who go, I get it, I want to get in, I need to get training, and I need to hear it over and over and over again. This coming Saturday, February the 8th in Heathrow, we have a free event. You've just sort of got to invest your time. And this is why it's so important right now that influencers understand this is not get in and play with it. We're talking about launching a market. We're talking about over the next 12 to 18 months, putting 50 to 100,000 customers on our subscription model in the United Kingdom. And those business partners who choose to see the vision are the ones who are going to build large organizations of customers that will create residual income. So every month we have a training. And so every month you need to schedule that in. But David, I want to do that. Then you're not ready for the launch phase. Because each time we're going to be teaching, we're going to be growing the numbers. We've got to get the team on the same page, replicating and duplicating the simple steps of getting people started, the simple steps of contacting and inviting, the simple steps of getting people in front of the calendar wherever we are around United Kingdom. Because come May, we will put 500 to 1,000 business partners in a room, and we will have corporate here. We'll have field leadership here, and that will be our launch event. So that's how we get people started. We appreciate your time this Friday evening, but we know how important it is. There's going to be people who make things happen. There's going to be people who watch things happen. But many of them, there's going to be those who just wondered what happened. They have no idea, and all of a sudden they hear about this success somebody has created, and they're going to have no clue. Why? Because they weren't involved with the system. So get people started, get back with the individual if you're new here tonight. If you're a partner and you're enrolling people that are new, now this is where you must step up and go back with them and walk them through their back office. I showed you where to go, but you must walk them through. You must help them schedule their calendar. You must help them make their list. You must help them learn to invite. And then you must schedule your time with them so you can do some 3 ways, online and offline, to help them get their 4 customers, for them to get their 4 partners, and for them to get their 10 customers in total, so they can maximize that 700 to €1,000 fast start bonus in the next 60 days. I hope that was of value. I hope that got you some information. Now, please liaise with one another and make sure that as you bring new partners in, that you go through their getting started training, but every Friday evening, again, you can use this as a backup. So you may invite all your new people on in case there are elements that you may have overlooked, that we can make sure that the new person goes, I wasn't shown that. I didn't realize there was a Go Core app. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize. I thought I had to learn everything. I just need to, I didn't even know there was a calendar. I hope that's helped. I encourage you to make sure that you stay on the same track, and together we'll put hundreds of thousands of customers in the United Kingdom in the next 3-4 years. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. Good night, and we'll speak to you all very soon.